Hauntcast.
Haunting, Halloween, and horror.
Interviews with haunting gurus.
What's up, my fiends? It is Baker. What's going on? Holy shit! I've been delinquent, out of commission. Where have I been? What have I been doing? Well, we're gonna let you know, and I'm gonna let you know while I'm talking with my guest du jour, Jon Acors of Dark Acres. You've probably caught him on all the things out there. He was just on Tim and Katie and all those. He's a big celebrity now. He's a major player. Soon to be getting into going from home haunt to pro haunt. Jon, what's going on, brother?
Finally in-house, actually. I wasn't expecting to be in your home.
Yeah, we got him in the haunted his house, live in the dungeon. We don't, I think the only other person I've ever done this with was Vic Barito when he came down one time. So anyway, yeah, so kind of sad. I just packed up a huge portion of the mire into the back of Jon's U-Haul truck.
Yes.
He's taking a whole bunch of my shit. I suckered him into buying a whole bunch of my shit, and he's taking it with him, so I don't have to move it to Kentucky. So, by the way, I've been MIA, and the reason you haven't heard my dulcet tones on the airwaves is that I've made an offer on a place in Kentucky. I'm moving out. I have to be out of here within one month's time, and I've realized I cannot take my entire haunt with me, and I have to start downsizing and changing some things up, which I've probably been getting a little stagnant with the mire over the years. So, so Jon came down. He's like, I want to grab some stuff. I want to have a little bit of mire in my place, and
Got to get the Easter eggs.
yeah, I got some Easter eggs. He was coveting my my dragonfly, and that was part of the deal.
That was the main deal.
That's what got him out here, and then I suckered him into buying a whole bunch of other shit off me. So Jon, obviously, actually, by the time this drops, you'll probably be at Transworld by the time I release this. We'll see. Headed out to Transworld for the first time.
Yeah, very first time. It is exciting, nerve-wracking. I'm going to be in a fever dream the entire time. We'll see how it goes. I plan on being out by the Marriott bar and, bumping some elbows.
It used to be called the Wren, and now it's like the Marriott Marquis or something like that. I forget what it is. Whatever the thing is, right across the street from the entrance of the America Center. That's the spot to be. Like I said, I think you were asking me earlier. I think I've been there 6 or 7 times, but I haven't been there in a couple of years. Now that I'll be within driving distance in Kentucky, you'll probably see me there next year. But this year is due to my schedule. It's out of the question. I got to be packing shit nonstop. Yeah. The dungeon has to be packed up and loaded away. And Scully, we're not taking your bedroom play toy box there. It's staying back here. You're not taking that with us. That's not mine. That's your ex-wife's. So, Jon, how long have you been when did you get into haunting? How long do you consider yourself as being in haunting? A major haunt.
So I would say we've done the home haunt for 13 years so far. It will now be the 14th and final year. I didn't put myself out on social media until about a year ago. So I would say 12 years of them. I don't consider myself a home haunter, but I have been doing it for a fairly long time. And probably 5 years ago when I started to build props on my own was when I really kicked it into another gear and started to become whole.
Well, when you started let's say when you started haunting, did you just start a haunt, like you saw home haunts online and said, I'm going to do something like that and just started one? Or was this like a slow roll progression over the years of like just doing a little decorations and then getting into prop building and stuff? How did you do it?
I mean, so I think from a young age, it was something. My mom was a haunt actor at the Toledo Zoo, so it was something that we always knew. She kind of tormented us growing up because she liked scaring, and we were around, and that's who she scared. And then we also had.
Was there any one particular scare that she got you with that you really remember?
We would be driving at night. And anytime there was a cornfield, she would stop in front of the cornfield and be like, "What was that?" And then turn the lights off and then turn them back on and be like, "No, I just saw something." And she would get out of the car, and me and my two sisters would be screaming like, "Get back in the car." And it would just terrify us. And just even, jump scares. If there was ever a mask in the house, you had no idea when it was coming out to scare you.
So she was the cool mom.
Oh yeah, and she still is. She's still a major part of this, and she will be in the pro side of it as well.
My mom was nothing like that. I was like, my family looks at me like they have no clue. Like, what? Like, I don't get this. Like, why are you so into this stuff? Like, you do a pop? What? You do a like? How, people listen to that? It's funny, but that's cool that you had a mom who could encourage you, who could So that's kind of really where you got it from. Got it from your mom.
Oh yeah.
That's really kick-ass. And your dad involved in this nonsense at all?
He's definitely involved. He's more of the other side of it, where he wasn't into it, and like he won't go out to haunted houses like we will and stuff. It's not that big to him, but. The home haunt, he's turned to actually like loving it.
Yeah,
it's really cool seeing my dad enjoy the home haunt, and
he probably sees how much people love it, and then you kind of can't, if you're around it and you see how much other people are like, stand outside. Oh, that was great. This place is awesome. I come here every year. They hear all these people gushing over it. I don't know how that can't affect you. You know what I mean? Like, how does that not rub off on you?
Just like, even if you were outside of it, which he stands like at the front area. He's not acting or anything, but just hearing the screams and then the laughs and just hearing the whole environment, like you can't not, enjoy it. It's very, I would say if you put anybody in front of a home haunt for an hour and listen to what's going on and see what's going on, like everybody would love it.
Yeah. My neighborhood is gonna have a rude awakening this October. I already got hit up by people going, "Oh, but you're moving? I'm not gonna be able to see your yard anymore." Yeah. What am I gonna do?
You're gonna rock two neighborhoods.
Not staying here so you could fucking ogle my yard. I appreciate it, but nope, sorry. Gotta move.
Yeah, you're leaving from one and going to another, so there's two neighborhoods that are going to be involved.
Yeah. Well, the new town I'm going to is like 4,000 people. It's a small town.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I expect to go there and just I'm gonna go in. I'm not gonna go hardcore, but I'm gonna probably go in and set up a bunch of the Gordy and pumpkin crows and stuff like that. I don't have a tree, which sucks. Because my pumpkin, that I always do my pumpkin tree, the Halloween tree. So hey, I'm gonna have to grow one. Actually, I was looking into like the fastest growing trees that don't go above like 30 feet. There are a whole bunch out there. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go grab myself one of these trees and see if I can within a couple of years get it large enough so I can start doing the Halloween tree again. That's
could,
like my
could
main
be your
goal.
First project at your new home. I'm gonna make a tree,
dude. There's gonna be no Halloween projects in my future for this year. I'm gonna be fucking busting balls on my house for nonstop. I'm going hardcore into this whole. It's a 1965 house, so I'm going hardcore mid-century. It's gonna have like a mid-century modern living room. I'm doing the 50s kitchen, the old school 50s kitchen up. And my dining room's going to be a dinette. Or a diner. I want to do the whole thing diner style. Get a counter in there, put a booth.
That would be awesome.
And granted, this is all for me. I'm a fucking lunatic. This is for nobody else other than me. But anyway, so that's going to be that's my haunt itch. That's going to be my creative itch.
Right, I was going to say, if you're not building a haunt, you're building something.
That's how I'm going to take care of that this year, and then I'll come back at it next year.
Yep.
Plus, everything's going to be new to these people this year, so I don't have to build anything new. Everything's going to be
It's all going to blow their mind.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I'm already going to cause a fucking a hemorrhage in somebody's fucking brain. This year you've been, so going back to Dark Acres, you've been running Dark Acres for how many years?
13 so far.
Is that when you said you called it Dark Acres and you were doing a full walkthrough?
No, I mean, so calling it Dark Acres was actually only a couple years ago. That's probably the most recent thing.
So that was your branding the haunt.
Yeah, that was me. This is me pushing it. I know I'm going to start the social media.
Yeah,
this is going to pro kind of deal.
Yeah.
Before that, I think I called it Deathly Hallows Cemetery. It was something like a Harry Potter, esque. That it was just like a quick thing.
Yeah.
But it's been 13 years since we did walkthrough. So we had a porch that we had a couple tent poles and a couple bed sheets and a tarp.
You did it on the porch.
Yeah, and we did it just on the porch because we had the porch that was a walk up, and then we had a side wheelchair access ramp. Uh-huh. So you would walk up it, and then you would walk down the ramp. So that was my little walkthrough.
That was your flow?
That was the flow. It's up the stairs, down the ramp, and out. And then for a couple years, we added on to that, so it would be, you would go down the ramp, and then you would go into a tent. And then we rebuilt the porch, and it went all out into the front yard. And then it turned into, 1,200 square feet of tents. Then it was 1,700. Then it was 2,000 square feet. And, that has some hard walls in it, facades, breakthroughs. So I'll have facades in between my different scenes and everything inside of it. It got crazy really fast. And I didn't realize it was going to get this big.
Yeah, shit can get big fast. I mean, back before social media was such a big thing, now it's so ingrained in people's lives,
Right.
You can't escape things.
Yep.
It's even if you're not looking for something, you kind of can't help finding it. But yeah, it's back earlier, and when it was 2009, 7, 8, 9, 10, there wasn't. I mean, people were online, but it wasn't I wasn't getting barraged by people. Now it's just with everybody being able to fucking Snapchat and whatever else the kids are doing nowadays. It just gets out there, and next thing you know, it's holy shit! This is a little neighborhood.
Oh yeah,
this is fucking. I can't handle 1,500, 2,000 people at my house on Halloween.
It blew my mind the first year we topped 750 people, and I had a conga line inside of the haunt.
Yeah,
it scared the shit out of me because that's not supposed to happen at a home haunt.
You don't want that.
Then, I don't know how to get them through.
You want to have pacing. You want to be able to pace people through and not have to rush them through.
Right.
Like I say, I have this. Yeah, it's you want to have that flow, and I fucking despise when I go to a haunt and I'm in a conga line.
Oh yeah,
that pisses me off to no end because I'm not getting scared or startled through the entire fucking night because all I'm doing is watching people in front of me or seeing people behind me get jumped out on, and I'm like, this sucks. This is not what I paid the money for. And so I always go opening weekend. I go opening weekend.
Off
I
nights.
hit a couple of haunts, and then I'm kind of good,
Right. I mean, I really only get one haunt a year anyways because
you're busy
building the whole haunt the entire time.
Yeah, you're so busy.
Oh,
Where do you go? What's your favorite place to go locally around here? There?
I mean, so there's a lot of places by me actually in upstate New York. Even going down the Headless Horseman, Pure Terror.
Yeah.
There's the big one by me is the Double M Haunted Hayrides.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit, but it's still something I don't get to go and see these big haunts. It's I don't get to go and take off and see Woods of Terror and
Yeah.
Markoff's, even Haunted Overload, which is up by you, but it's not by me. So it's like they're just out of my reach where it's really tough in season to go see them.
Yeah, I will be going now that I'm moving and kind of resetting a little bit. Things are not going to be that crazy. So I will definitely be doing some excursions down to some places, and I want to get to both of those locations you just mentioned.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, yeah, I could probably ride that out. That shouldn't be bad, I could probably do that in 3 or 4 hours, maybe. But yeah, so I want to start doing a little bit more touring and hitting haunts around the Midwest.
Right.
I've not had that exposure where I can go north, south, east, west. Where I here, I can only go west. There is no east.
You can go south or west.
Anywhere else, you're swimming. You're you're doing the backstroke.
Yep.
And that's west or nothing.
I'll probably end up starting to do like the legendary haunt tour, terror tours, and all these things because with East Coast, that's one of the better parts for the convention for me is I get to go see random haunts that I've never seen before. Yeah. So that part is like really enticing for me, and I really enjoy East Coast for that. Yeah. And I want to get to more of the tours because that's something where, if it's not right in haunt season, I mean, terror tours is the beginning, but if I schedule around that, I can still go and see these haunts and have the time where in season I don't have the time.
Yeah. Like I say, it's one of the reasons I kind of like to get out and just go like opening weekend because I can get out. It's at the end of September.
Yep.
And then I don't have to worry about trying to hit haunts in October.
Yep.
And anytime I do, it's always a fucking nightmare anyway. Like, I tried to stop into this one place and it was on like, it was a Wednesday night. Maybe it was a Thursday night. And I was like, all right, I'll go. I have to see my mom, have dinner, and I can hit Barrett's haunt, this Barrett's mansion on the way back. And I get there and it's fucking packed. And I'm like, because it's like, really it was like a week. It was for my birthday. That's what it was for. So it was a week before Halloween.
Right.
And of course it's fucking jammed. Even on a Thursday, Thursday night, it's mobbed. And I'm like, I have no patience for this. And I just left. I was like, as much as I wanted to go, and I almost never drink nowadays. I know it's a shocker. What? I went out and tried to get a drink at there's like a tavern attached to the place. That's where everybody, so you always either go before or after. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'll go in and get a pumpkin ale. I haven't fucking had anything to drink. Like, I haven't drank in months. I'll go grab I'm fucking waiting in line. No fucking service. And I'm like, I'm fucking out of here. I'm so pissed. And I'm like, that's why I like open weekend. That's my thing, you know? Or at least first 2 weekends, I guess.
Well, honestly, it's really cool that haunts are starting to do more of the year-round, holiday seasons and all that.
I gotta start getting out to them.
I went to Laurel's for the Valentine's Day event, and that was so much fun. And it's not anywhere close to anything. This is my off season. This is where I'm chilling. So if I can go down there and enjoy a haunt like that, it was such an awesome experience.
Yeah, awesome. That's once I get to Kentucky, I'm going to start looking up and trying to support and hit and get out. Because Tim from Fright Kingdom, I always see his, I'm on his email list, so I always see the seasonal events that he does. And I'm like, damn, I want to get up there. It's like a 2-hour ride from me. But it's not that that's going to kill me, but if it was an hour, it would be I would definitely be there 2 hours. I'm like, I went up to it, but I've gone up. I think I was up there just last season. I went up there, which was great.
Right.
And I've been on Hunter Overload. Great. Those are the only haunts I see all the time.
Right.
I gotta go see the more haunts.
That's what sucks about the Northeast as well. Like any of the haunts around me are just haunt season. Yeah. I mean, some of them will have a haunt halfway to Halloween, but it's not. There's not. Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. Let's go see a haunt. That's at least 4 hours from me from anybody that has it.
Yeah.
So it's really tough where I'm positioned to even get to the off-season haunts. It was 6 hours to get to Laurel's, but I did it willingly because nobody else around me has it.
Yeah. Hey, so your decision to go pro, what was was this building over the years, or did you just one day you're like, I have to go pro now, that we just have to do it?
I mean, it was definitely something that was always in the back of my head. I think now, being, almost 15 years into it, it's becoming more realistic, and I can push it out there and kind of almost manifest it the way I couldn't do it when I was with tent poles and bed sheets. But it was definitely always in the back of my head.
Well, you've been managing people. How many people are on your crew? How many people are helping out actors and production people or whatever?
So
you know what I mean?
The most we've had actors-wise, Halloween night inside of the haunt is 12 actors. Yeah. We normally average probably 7 to 8, and then we'll have 5 to 6 people at least outside of the haunt, helping people get in. We have a fundraiser for my sister's wrestling team. She's the varsity girls wrestling coach at our local school. So we do a little fundraiser for that so they can get some money to the booster club. Yeah. I say I mimic a professional attraction because it's such a small scale, but I'm doing things, there's jobs that people are doing throughout this. There's a method to the madness. I'm checking data. I'm watching how the throughput is. So it's I can't get the real professional look of it, but I can mimic it as best as I can. And I'm still learning things by doing that. Yeah.
Now, have you talked to any pro haunt owners and picked their brain at this point? Have you?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple, not as much as I want. And that's the main reason for going to Transworld is I want to network. I'm not going to be buying stuff out there. It's something at some point, yes, but right now I need to, get my name out, talk to people, start building relationships with people in the industry. So I have people that I can talk to that have gone through the pro stuff. Yeah. It's the big thing is talking, money. A lot of the stuff on Google you'll find possibly a decade old money-wise, so it's like you might not, if you're researching things online, you might not find everything that you're looking for. You need somebody that's active in the industry to talk to. So that's huge and something that I want to do more for sure.
Yeah. Like those Kelly Allen books are pretty good, but once again, the information is probably 15 years old. I don't know. So some of the information might not be timely. I'm not sure. Right. I thought it was pretty straightforward. So anyway, I had thoughts. I had the delusion of going pro at one point, and I remember talking to Dick Terhune about marketing and that whole part of the industry, and I talked to Ed Gannon. I talked to Steve Baratow about it because he went through it, and and it was like, okay, so I after that I did decide not to do it.
And don't get me wrong.
And that was because I didn't have a team. If I had a team, it would have been different. I would have probably done it. Right. And I just realized I have no support. Like I need to have a crew, and I don't have a crew.
Well, that's the thing.
I didn't want to build a crew.
I'm still in the delusion phase. Also, it's not like this is a sure thing. I'm still working every day at it.
Yeah.
But it's something where I do have a crew. They're all very supportive of it. It's something they've also realized is actually a possibility. Yeah. And it's just figuring out how to do it and not fail miserably. Like 85% of people, it sucks that that's the way it goes, but that's the industry. It's very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is you got to get people to you. You know, I'm lucky to have a business where people come to me. People are looking for me. Like I have a smartphone repair place. People break their phones. They're looking for. They're immediately looking for the iPhone repair shop or the smartphone repair shop near me and find. Yep. So where they may be there is plenty. There are people. Definitely going to be people who are going to be looking for haunted attractions in the season for sure. Yep. Like haunted houses. But you're also, like I say, you're competing with any other entertainment that's going on,
Yep.
around you. So if it's movies or whatever it is that can pull people away from you,
Oh yeah.
and giving you, once again, you just like, that's why you deal with professionals, people who
Right.
can help you out.
Well, and
you
that's-
talk to people who are experts at marketing it,
Right.
and people who are experts at running it and
Right.
and building one and running one. And if you if you need to hire them as consultants for a short period, probably worth the money, if you can afford to do it.
Well, it's crazy. Like this industry, you could make an amazing, top 5 in the country haunt. If it's put in the wrong location and nobody comes to it, it fails. There's so many factors that you have to understand before you actually start, or there's huge risks involved.
Damn sure. We see some of these huge haunts and we think, oh yeah, they all started somewhere.
Right. Right.
They all had a very humble beginning, and now they're huge. But also, so you build that audience over the years
Right.
and your reputation. So coming out of the gate, like I say, you have to establish yourself, and then get people talking and saying, "Oh, you got to go to this place. It's so fucking cool."
Yep.
And then things will take care of itself, I think.
It just takes, a long time.
Yeah, definitely. Risk and reward, things aren't. Sorry, my boy Talbot. He reminds me of things. Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean the pro stuff is very nerve-wracking. It's still a lot of work, still not certain, but something that I will be pushing towards, do or die trying kind of deal right now.
Yeah. Well, now that you have all of these amazing props that you
right.
just got,
Got my additions.
like some handmade masterpieces from the G host. Big guy.
Are any of these award-winning?
Cthulhu was award-winning.
Cthulhu was award-winning.
You could have had Cthulhu. You opted out of Cthulhu, which I was shocked, but that's okay. His feet already broke off of him. I should have foam coated him. I really made the mistake.
He needs to stay with you.
I'm going to have to foam coat him.
He might be hard to ship, but he needs to stay with you.
No, he's got to come. I just friggin' made him, and I just made the elder thing, and I was like looking at both of them going, fuck, I got to take them. I got to take them.
Yeah, you do.
But now that I've lightened that load, I think I'm good. I'm assuming I'm going to need 2 of those U-boxes for the props. And now I'm looking at it and going, yeah, I can definitely, I don't think I'll even need a full 2 of them for the props now.
Right.
But, whatever.
No, I just got to find room.
Yeah. Yeah. I sold him all of my biggest shit, the biggest, bulkiest stuff. and the monster in the box, which I just made last year. And I made it was like a piece of furniture. It was seriously,
really nice.
That box is a nice freaking box. One of the best boxes I've ever made. That's my box. So, and I just sold it. I just made it. I used it for 3 hours, and now it's gone.
Yep. Well, and that's like my dad, because this is what I want to be my final year. I want to do a final send-off for the home haunt, and then I want to start, putting all my time working towards the pro.
Yeah.
Will I probably still push it out? Yes. Will it be as crazy? No. But my dad's like, didn't you say that you're done with the home haunt? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, and you're going to buy more stuff for Halloween? I'm like, yeah.
Why would I not?
Yeah, right.
Why would I?
What's the problem?
You
here?
know
I don't
me,
see what's
right?
going on.
You know me. What are you talking about?
Yep. So that was really funny, but it's just the way it is. We need stuff. Hunters need stuff.
And it's original stuff.
Yes, I'm actually really excited that I get to have some Village Mire props and get to have the Easter eggs for the people in the know.
Yeah, the mantis, the dragonfly.
The dragonfly is really sick. It just pops really well with the blacklight, and I'm a sucker.
It looks amazing.
I'm a sucker for blacklight stuff.
And if it's indoors and you don't have to worry about the fucking wind blowing its wings all over the that's what I have a nightmare with. Is like I said, I have to keep my eye on the freaking weather app constantly, and I'm like, it's gonna get like over 20-mile-an-hour winds. I gotta go out and take the wings off the thing and take them inside.
Yeah, I put 7, 8, 10 by 20 tents together to make like a Thunderdome for the storms. They're all spiked down 3 different ways. They're all zip tied together with giant zip ties. It's like a mega structure of easy up tents just to keep away from weather.
Yeah.
And this year was crazy. The 50-mile-an-hour winds was my limit on that structure.
Yeah, that was crazy. That effed up my whole Halloween night because I was going to have the ground foggers out. I was going to put up my laser vortex effect, and the winds were just blowing shit all over. I couldn't set up any of my fog. It was just going to be a waste. I tried. I had one. I brought out with one ground fogger, and it was just getting blown all over the fucking place. I'm like, all right, forget it. I just turned them all off. Forget it.
Yep, I had 2 extra 10 by 10 tents that I was gonna do like photo ops in.
Yeah,
but I wasn't even gonna put them out. Like if it's not strapped to 8 other tents and strapped down, it's gonna leave. It's gonna go bye. So we didn't do any of the photo stuff. I thought about closing this year because I was just so worried about the wind because it was sketchy at some points.
It was. It wasn't horrible for Halloween night, but it was just bad enough. It was just causing problems. How many rooms does your haunt have? Like, what's your walkthrough setup?
So I think right now we have. Here, let me count them. So we have the church, not a church entrance. We have the swamp area. We have the chain room. We have the dark forest area, and then we have the clown area, and then outside is the cemetery. So like 6, 7, 8 areas most of the time, but they're all different. I change it every year, so not the clown room isn't at the end every year. It's not at the beginning every year. There's always something different beginning to end. It's always going to have a different thing. But there's
shuffle.
Right. It's shuffled. And even inside of the scenes, I change everything every year. But I try to make a kind of story that meshes everything together as you walk through. I just don't tell it.
Yeah.
So it's something that I know.
You'll leave it up to their imagination.
Right, exactly. and I'll kind of drag and mesh each scene into each other and then go from there. But it's wild having a bunch of different scenes that I do. And some of the swamp is 50 feet long. It's not like it's a small swamp. It's a 50-foot by 10-foot wide area.
Damn, I've always wanted to do the laser swamp, but once again, setting things out at the last minute on my driveway and trying to erect a fucking tarped wall or box to try to do it in, it's just always a clusterfuck. And I was like, I want to just do it as an indoor. If I had a garage, I would would so do that. So now that I'm going to have a garage, I think I have to so frickin' do that. If I do nothing else really this year, maybe just doing the laser swamp in the garage is I have to do it this year because I can actually make it work.
The swamps are awesome. Yeah. When they look right, they look so good. I know a lot of people do them, and some people say they're overplayed. But when you're inside of the swamp and it's like lit correctly, and the perfect amount of fog, it's awesome.
It's always fucking badass.
Right.
It's always badass. I don't care how overplayed. It's just a great effect.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what's really nice about the Easy Up tents is I have all the tent sides. So I have a full border around my haunt of zip together tent sides, and then I have walls inside of it. So I get really good on holding fog into the swamp area. Yeah, I don't have a bunch of problems with wind. Even when it's 50 mile an hour winds, we still had the swamp running, and it was still, covering the people that were under it. That was mine.
Oh, it was you.
Yeah, that was my phone this time. But yeah, it's really nice. It's a blessing and a curse. The Easy Up tents. They're easy to set up. They're easy to put the walls up.
How do you mount them? You use augers to attach them to something so they don't blow away?
On the actual legs of the tent, there's regular stakes, like big spikes that'll go in each hole in every single tent. And then once that's done, I do around the perimeter of the corkscrew anchors that you
the
spin.
augers.
You spin into the ground, and those are all tied down with paracord from the top. And then every single leg that has a leg next to it is zip tied to it.
Oh, cool.
And then the outside is zipped together. It is like a little fortress, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But rain gets in when it rips the roofs. I had 2 roofs rip on me this year. That was the first. That was fun taking the center tent, of course, was the one that ripped. So I had to take everything apart and get to that center tent to put a new roof on it. But yeah, the Easy Up tents are very cool. It does worry me saying that because there can be some issues. Like you can get out of them really easy. You can walk through the bottom of them and all that, but they zip together. Yeah. Like it's a wall. So depending on what and who does what, it might not turn out well, but they work really well for what I do.
Yeah, look, I didn't even think about that because what I would do each year is I'd go and set up these PVC with connectors, and I would make like a box and and do stuff like that. And I would cover them with tarps around them. That's why I have all those camo tarps. I have like 100 camo tarps that you wouldn't take. I was like, "Are you sure you don't want some tarps?"
No,
I could definitely hook you up with tarps. And
mine went from tent poles. Then I was a quality manager at a plastic pipe manufacturing place, and I made a full frame for the porch when we had the porch walkthrough out of almost PVC pipe, and then it went to the Easy Ups. It was the crappy not Easy Up tents that you pop together, and those all got destroyed because they're super cheap. And then we went to the Easy Ups, and those have been holding up really well.
So this is just a kind of a funny thing because I just had to deal with this. So I had about 25 or 26 Home Depot buckets with at least half, if not 3/4 fill with concrete, Quikrete with fucking PVC poles, 7-foot PVC poles. And I would use those because I would just drop them on my driveway. So they were heavy enough that they would stay. So you could build a structure, a frame, and cover it with tarps, and there you go. There's your facade or whatever. But I had to then. I knew at some point I'd have to get rid of these things. Oh, yeah. And then I was looking.
They're not easy
I'm
to get
looking
rid
out
of.
my back, and I'm like, I got to get pictures of the house taken for so we can list the house. And I got this fucking mess of fucking buckets with PVC poles in them. And I go out, I had to fucking went out there with a circular saw. I had to cut all the PVC down, right? Because I couldn't get it out. I didn't want to have to chisel it out. Right. So I had to cut all the poles off. And then I'm like, all right, now what am I going to do with these buckets? I had to fucking lug them. I ended up just lugging them to the dump and just throwing them in the garbage because I had to go take 3 or 4 of them at a time. They fucking weigh a ton. I was like, they were just retarded. I'm like, oh, I knew I'd have to pay for this fucking making these buckets one of these days.
Yeah, and there's too many to dig a hole to bury them.
Yeah, I was like, I tried to drag, there's like a wooded area down there where these kids build all these little bike, they do like BMX stuff down there.
Yep.
Surprisingly, even nowadays. So
That's
I
good
brought
to
them
hear.
down there. I dropped some off so because they build, their
Right.
jumps
Yep.
off of them, So it was like, but I was like, I can only drop off a few. I can't bring like 20 something of these things down there. And then I had to start doing dump runs. And I was like, oh, mother effer. So my little story about my thing.
Yeah,
But I should have done your easy up thing. That would have sounds a hell of a lot easier than when I did.
I wish I figured it out on the first time also. It took 4 attempts to get to them, but they're very nice. And now I'm moving to hard walls. So
There you go. What's the so are you looking at maybe because you're trying to wrap up the home haunt? You're trying to get in maybe next year, the following year or the year after, or how many?
so if it plays out, yeah. But it really is depending on what happens. The biggest thing with me ending the home haunt is it's basically like you were saying how if you aren't building things or building haunted house stuff, you need to be building something else.
Yeah.
If I keep building the home haunt, it's gonna leave me where I'm like, oh, all right, that's good for this year and all that, and I need to force myself to stop so I get into that. Hey, I need to do something with my time, and just push 100% to the pro side.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work for the home haunt. You know it.
Yeah.
Everybody who does home haunting knows it's basically a full-time job for those several months.
Yeah, I'm going. Well, once again, is a home haunt only a walkthrough, or is it
No.
only a display? If
All of the above.
because that's always that controversy. Is it a home haunt if it doesn't have a walkthrough? Is it just a display? I always say I have a haunt because
Right.
I go. It's not just it's not a little Halloween display.
Right.
It's something more than that.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I get it because there are some people that only put like, 2 15-foot skeletons out and like that's a display and all that, but it's still a home haunt. Like they're doing stuff for Halloween.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm not saying they're not
Right.
they're not home haunters.
Right.
Like they might not
Right.
consider themselves to be home haunters.
Right.
They might be like, I remember what I used back in the day, I used to say I was decorating. I'm like, oh, I'm decorating the yard. Like that's how I would, I wasn't putting out a haunt or, working on the haunt. I was just decorating the yard.
It's intermission time, folks. Make sure to follow and share the audio podcast, and please give us a 5-star review. Also, follow Hauntcast on Instagram at hauntcast.podcast for show updates and visual content such as pictures and tutorial videos, which post daily.
And now, on with the show.
Well, I think that has also changed in the industry as well because, I don't know, at least from my side, when I started, the pro side wasn't too open and open arms to a home haunt like me. It could just be the couple people that I dealt with way back when, over a decade ago. But then I started watching, even pro haunts working with other pro haunts. And I feel like the industry is changing to where people are working with each other. And that's becoming huge. And I'm really enjoying seeing that kind of come to fruition.
Yeah, because you really don't want that kind of cutthroat
Right.
kind of business. It's that's not where you want to be. You want if everybody worked more in line. I think Dick Terhune did a segment on that, like working together versus working together to get a bigger pie versus working against each other just for a piece of the pie.
Right, exactly.
You
No,
know, type of
100%.
thing.
Well, that's the thing. Like, in the haunted house industry, you're open, I don't know, 15 to 18 days a year. You think somebody's coming there 18 times? No, they're going to go to other haunts and stuff. So if you work with other haunts, you can bring more people into your area. You know, I think it would be really cool to work with other haunts and create, like, you know, a new mecca for a pro haunted house area. I mean, not saying that we would beat Ohio or anything, but create an area where there's like a travel destination for haunts. You know, instead of just getting the local crowd, you can get people in for a weekend. You know, get one to go Friday to your haunt, get one to go Saturday to the other haunt. So there's a lot of room to work with other haunts. It's not just solely competition anymore.
Yeah. I'm actually also looking forward to Cincinnati is a 2-hour ride from me now.
Yep.
But yeah, so now I can actually ride to some of those, which is kind of cool.
That
I have
is
a lot more at my disposal.
Yeah, you are very central to a lot of things now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It was one of the other reasons I wanted to move out there, because I wanted to just be able to travel more. North, south, east, and west. East and west.
That's the tough thing I'm trying to figure out right now is living in New York and, you know, opening the pro haunt where I have the people who have come to my home haunt, or moving where it's cheaper and possibly, you know, easier for me to get in and be successful instead of being in upstate New York. You know?
Are you looking at like are you already looking at different states?
I'm open to all of it, you know, and that's the double-edged sword of it is I lose the people that have been around me for 14 years, but upstate New York is so expensive. It is wild. So 5,000 square feet, which is only like double what I have for my home haunt, is $500,000 for a building, and it's just a steel building. It's not anything, you know, crazy. Okay. So I would have to put $2 million just into a building to get, you know, 20,000 square feet. Like it's rough trying to figure out opening a pro haunt in New York, for sure. So I definitely have thoughts of going other places.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just got to figure it out. It all depends on what happens.
Yeah. The universe is in flux.
Right. I'm going to keep trying, and whatever happens, happens.
There you go. I mean, you've been doing the haunt for 15 years. Were there any particular years that you can even remember, like back and like that was probably my best year? Did you have like a best year?
I mean, it's always it grows every year. So I even like looking back, I enjoy certain years. There's some years I have zero content of, but I still remember it and enjoy it. But last year was by far my biggest year. I went really hard on everything, probably because
so you were happiest with last year's
it's always so different. It's always so different and so much bigger. Like I can't compare it to years before. I enjoy all the years, but last year with having Tim and Katie come out, I had LW Aerial Productions come out, which he's a photographer.
Oh,
he did a bunch of work on that.
He does some crazy good stuff, man.
Yeah, for sure. And with the drone and everything, like all those shots are really cool.
I should have paid him last year to do it, because now with the Myers,
it's gone.
It will live on somewhere else, but
it
won't
change,
be that.
yeah.
It's not going to be that Meyer, unfortunately.
But having all that stuff, even joining the Discord that you have, like being around all those people, getting all the ideas and everything, like it just kicked everything up a notch last year.
Yeah, the Discord's been fun because it's like it's not that busy,
right?
But it's like it's good. Like
right.
I don't know, Like I say, I don't need a ton of action on it. I'm not looking for it to be like buzzing, but
right. Yeah, but there's serious heavy hitters.
And there's some we got some good people in that group and that Discord that we really do. Some big names. We won't go ahead and throw those names out to the public. We don't want you rushing to Discord and tripping over yourself and to get there.
But no, that was so much inspiration last year.
Yeah,
seeing everybody's work and talking with everybody, and
I was posting a lot of content.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, can I post my my I Love Lucy kitchen pictures? Because I'm working on my house with my new location. I'll show you a picture of my diner. That's what I'm working on.
Well, and that was a huge thing even with me for networking. Going back to Transworld and why I'm going to Transworld. Why I got into that Discord.
Oh, yeah. Go talk to people. You want to talk to people.
And now some of the monster people in home haunting that, I've watched for years and I've looked up to and been inspired by, like, I'm friends with now. And that's something that I can't take for granted. Like, it's very cool that happened.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like I say, it's the quality versus quantity for one. Not that you can't be you can't be tight with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're tight with the right people, that's all that matters.
Right, exactly.
Not being a snob or anything, but you know what I'm saying. Oh shit! But yeah, I was productive last year, man. I felt good. I didn't know last year was going to be the last year here, though. That was the weird thing. It's like,
that happened pretty quick for you.
I went in hard. Got out of control last year. I almost had to go fucking knock a kid out last year. Who is outside and
always a couple.
Some kid's yelling at this woman who looked older. I didn't look like she was a girlfriend. Unless she was like a cougar or something, Right. He's like yelling at her and very whatever. And so I was like, hey, tone it, fucking take it down a notch in the neighborhood. Respect the neighbors, please. He's like, fuck you, and walked around me. I was like, I will knock you the fuck out. I will seriously fuck you up. And I don't want to have to do that on Halloween. It's my favorite night of the year. Please.
There's always a couple. We always have like we let people go back through after, the group or whatever as long as there's not a crazy line, we'll let them go back through. And some people we have to be like, all right, you're done. You're not going back through. Like they go too far on it. There's always somebody, but most of them are good.
No, I know. It's always that very small percentage.
Right.
It's always. Unfortunately, it'd be great if there was no percent. It was just no percentage. But there's always going to be. There's always going to be a couple.
Always something.
Yeah. Those crazy humans. You can never tell what they're going to be up to, what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, I'd rather just worry about my props not working. My light's going out when there's a conga line inside.
Yeah. There's a beauty in being, consumed by all of these things. It just keeps your mind off anything else in the world. And you can just lose yourself in this stuff. And that's the best part about it. It's like any hobby that you get into. You can kind of lose yourself when you're doing it. We have our thing.
Yep.
So I always say, I have an artistic itch. This is how I scratch it. It just happens to be Halloween. This is what I do. Yeah. I don't have that Christmas itch to do stuff. I could make some. Now that I will be in a new place, I might make some stuff for Christmas, too.
Right.
Because the only reason I haven't because I was like, I don't need anything else more to move, you know?
Yep.
And I know I'm moving eventually. Just happens to be now. Holy shit, this happened. I've been planning it. I was wanting to exit for years, and now it's all of a sudden it's happening. It's like, holy shit.
It's happening fast.
Happening fast. And that was amazing. I had to put out the call. I started having to pimp my stuff out there on the fucking interwebs saying, I'm selling shit.
Right.
And then I see Jon Acors pop in, hey, and I got him. I hooked him, and I railed him in. Like, I got all this stuff to sell. Come on. Oh, I had all this awesome stuff. I had DC props and like all this DC prop stuff. It was like the pneumatic drop panel, the light lifter, the roach spitter light lifter, and the heavy duty lifter, the barrel one for the pop up barrel thing, and then what else? So that stuff will last forever. It's built like stuff is built ridiculously strong. And that was like some of the big items. What was the other big item? I don't know. Anyway, the fisherman was another lore. He's like, I'd like those fishermen. I'm like, anything else you're looking at that you might like?
Right.
Fisherman. And I'm like, ooh.
I have one lonely fisherman with, an octopus arm in my swamp. He could use a couple other friends.
That did pain me a little bit. I've only had those guys for a couple of years. I'm like, I really dig those guys. No, but the deal that we have is that he can't sell them to anybody. I get first right of refusal, and if I need them back, he sells them back to me at what he paid, and that's our deal. So I might want him back in a couple of years. You never know. Those were the one thing that I go, yeah, I might want those back. Well, I am the dragonfly, but that's,
Yeah, that's how
that's okay. I had the dragonfly for a number of years,
you opened the conversation at one point and was like, well, is there anything else you would want? And I'm like, well, that dragonfly.
And I'm like, well, I was like, I don't have a tree in the yard, so I can't hang it. So what would I do with it? Okay, you can have it. Once again, if I want it back, he can sell it back. He has to sell it back to me. That's all.
Hopefully, you'll have to come dig it out of a professional set.
Actually, if it's in a professional set, I probably might be happy with leaving it there.
Oh, then I'll have to go faster because I want to keep that dragonfly.
Yeah. Oh man. So, So are you are doing the home haunt this season though, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
We've thought about. Well, I've thought about doing it a couple different ways. I thought about at one point making like a not covered walkthrough. And building up different sets of what we've had throughout the years and kind of selling it off through Halloween night. But I'm still not sure yet. But this will be the last year where it's like I put a lot of work into it, and it's a walkthrough, a trail, whatever it is. It's going to be something to kind of say goodbye.
Yeah.
I have to do it one more time.
Yeah.
I can't just, stop.
Yeah. Like I say, I know that there are people who've kind of gotten out that I've known from back in the day, and they've kind of gotten out of haunting, and it's like, I don't know if I'd ever like not. I mean, like I say, I do just like a cool display, maybe even if it was a smaller display. But you don't have to like not do anything. It's like you don't have to full blown. You're running around. I think I'm not going to run around and scare people anymore. And like what I do every year, lure them in, and then I jump out on them so I can always get the scares. I think I'm just going to hang out in the driveway with that.
You got to enjoy it
with that little minion, sound system thing, and just play some stuff out of it. Make up some funny lines and that like a deep dark voice and be like, what's the fucking magic word or whatever. I don't know. Stupid shit. But yeah, so, this is kind of the farewell, but you're not announcing it that it's the farewell, or are you letting people know that this is it?
I mean, everybody that's going to show up isn't really going to know anyways.
Yeah.
I announced it on my social media and all that, but it's not. I don't know. It's very weird the way that I have a home base following and then a social media following, because it's not people from my area. You know, it's all across the U.S. that I have people on social media. So really, even if I do say it, it's not going to get out to many people that are coming anyways. So I'll probably end up making like a sign or something that has a write up and says goodbye to everybody and all that, and lets them know what's going on. And then we'll see. I think it would be cool to kind of try and whoever wants to follow it, you know, get their email or whatever, or, you know, do a QR code so they can follow the social medias, and still keep those local people involved once the home hunt's done.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We still got a couple months. Well, I guess really a month. After East Coast, I kind of just build stuff, and I'm in haunt zone. So
Convention season does that.
Yes.
It has that effect on one. Like usually, I'll be watching. I won't go to Transworld, and I'll be like, there'll be a blitz on social media. Everything popping up, everybody's pictures and videos, and that's kind of like, damn. I always be like, damn. I wish I went this year. Like I didn't want to go, and then I was like, damn. I wish I was there. I do that every year, and then I was just like, that gets me kind of going usually, and that's where I want to like, all right, what am I doing? What am I working on? What's going to be my first project?
Yeah. I've been watching Transworld from YouTube for a decade. Now I finally get to go.
There you go. Valhalla. Taking me home. Yeah. Shit. Well, yeah, that's kind of the big daddy. I remember the first year that I went, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. And then anytime I went to any other haunt con, I was always disappointed. Like, I don't know why I would always expect everything to be that big,
right?
You know? But I did go to these other cons, I'm like always let down a little bit. I'm like, I shouldn't be, but.
See, it's a good thing I went to East Coast first.
You got kind of spoiled on it.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm glad I went to East Coast for the first 2 years before I went to Transworld then.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool, man. So you run out the last year.
Yep.
Have some fun, and then the next year after that, you have to make some harder decisions, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Then the real learning begins.
Yeah. Shit, man. Like I say, I did have delusions there for a brief minute. For a quick minute. I was like, once again, if I had a crew, that would have been different. Well, that other guy just flaked on me. I think I told you about that story. The guy. And I was like, I thought I might have a partner.
Right.
And he had a crew. It's not going to work.
Well, I think that's the big thing is, luckily after, you know, a lot of time and patience, the stars seem to be aligning. But it's still just a delusion for me. It's still just as far away as it was before. But now I'm just getting more serious with it and getting more involved in the industry and doing the things I need to do to get to that point.
Yeah. Oh, man. You know what? I think the Dolshalls might be wrapping up Jack's Hollow. I was like, their home haunt. There's like a drive-through home haunt. And I was like, oh, no, man, don't say that. I hear people say that I'm sure they'll do something else.
Right.
But, you know, and once again, that's kind of a big thing. They just drive through, which is so kind of cool. Yep. Just a drive-through haunt.
Hi, bye.
That's old school Americana, man. You know, car culture. And drive-ins. You know,
I'm sure even if I do get to the point where, you know, the dream comes through and I have a pro haunt, I'm still gonna decorate stuff at my house. It's still going to happen. I'm still going to have somebody there on Halloween. Like, I'm not going to have an empty house when I'm at a pro haunt doing Halloween things. Like, somebody will be there handing out candy.
Yeah, I was thinking I gotta make a tombstone like Village Mire,
Right.
put like the date on it, and like make one and ship it to the sky and say, put this out in your yard.
Right. Hey, you're gonna need to put this out.
Put the Village Mire tombstone out there. You know, R.I.P. You know, dead. 2024, whatever. 2025.
2025.
Actually, 2025. But yeah, I think I started it. I mean, I don't know if I didn't call it the Village Mire the first couple of years. I don't believe. Yeah, I think it was only a couple of years in. But I started doing it, I think, in 2007.
Right.
And then 2007, I got back into it. And that's where I discovered the haunt community.
Right.
And then I just went all in.
Yep, that would be Bart Butler and Alan Hobbs for me. I saw their YouTubes when I was first thinking about it, getting into it, and then I saw it was like a haunter's life where they were building the Transworld set where it had like the chimney and all that. It was like a haunted.
Yeah.
It was like an old timey scene, but they were building it for some set for Transworld, and since then it was just like, I want to build stuff like this.
Yeah, I've always wanted to build stuff like this, but I just had no capacity to learn anything back in the, like when I started really in the 80s, so
Right.
there was no fucking internet availability for, I mean, there
Right.
was technically the internet. It was just like only government agencies and shit had it. So I try to build stuff, I try to figure things out, and
Right.
I cobbled together shit.
Right.
And it kind of worked. It kind of worked.
Well, that's it. I do the same thing. I'm a backyard mechanic, and having the CNC and the 3D printer is a game changer because I'm not an artist. I'm a tinkerer. I like to, take things apart. I like to put them together, and I can make art without my hands with the CNC machine. It's really nice to be able to do that.
Like I say, I have what do you have for CNC machine?
So it's called a Cam Master Stinger.
Okay.
It's a 4 foot by 4 foot bed, and it's got like a router. So it's an industrial CNC machine. I got it. I had a woodworking and sign making business before, not before the home haunt stuff. It was something that I was like, oh, I'm going to make a business, and I can also make cool stuff for my home haunt. Woodworking, custom sign making was not something that I enjoyed doing. The making stuff, really cool. The business side of it and having to figure out custom work for people, miserable. Yeah. So that ended, and then I kept the CNC machine, and it's just solely for whatever I want in haunted house stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they're just fun. They can do a lot of shit. They always come in handy when I for a very specific project. They're just amazing.
Well, and so
tombstones,
right?
Bang
100%,
them out, no problem. Like banging them out. You need a sign, bang it out. Yep. Everything is. That is the absolute beauty of the thing. I mean, I've used it for a whole bunch of the 50s shit that I was doing in my kitchen. I made all these Googie style amoeba signs and shit like that. I made the picture frames, all these crazy shaped picture frames and stuff.
Right. I'll tell you what.
I have a lot of fun with it. You could do so much
right.
with it. Yeah.
I would not have made a 15-foot tall and 10-foot wide facade at my home haunt if I didn't have that CNC machine.
Yeah.
That thing, it's wild the stuff it can do. And what's really cool, so last year was the first year I got the 3D printer. I've been waiting to get a 3D printer for the technology to catch up, and getting that 3D printer and having everything that I couldn't do on the CNC, I can now do on the 3D printer. So it's just opened up an entire new world of possibilities for things that I can make. It's crazy.
The 3D printing thing is badass. I've said, now I might be able to journey into that now that I've made this move. I might have time at when I open up my new shop, because I won't be so busy that I might need to have something else there to do. I don't know.
Well, and it's now a household item. It's not just an engineering tool. Yeah. You can make so much stuff with it, and there's hundreds of thousands of files online. You don't even have to make the files now. Yeah. There is very few files that I've had to make.
And are
3D
the files
printing.
almost always free, or do you have to buy files sometimes?
There's hundreds of thousands of free ones.
Okay.
There is still paid ones. So that's something like the CNC world. It was all paid programs if you're not making it yourself. So I had to baptism by fire, learn how to make 3D or CNC programs because I didn't want to, pay $70 a program to get certain stuff. The 3D printer world is all like open. There's so many free models and all that. I've never spent $1 on a model. Huh. Now, I'm not selling anything, so there's certain things, if you want to sell stuff, you can buy the licensing to sell for it. Yeah. I don't sell anything, so I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Yes. I just make everything. Even household stuff, like, a dustpan, if your dustpan breaks. There's so much stupid little stuff that once you get a 3D printer, you're like, oh, I can make that. Oh, I can make that. Oh, I can make that. And it's like... Everything. It's so cool.
All right. I'm going to have to go get a 3D. See, I have to talk to you guys because you guys have experience with them. Right. So I have to find out which one should I get and have you get you and the other guy. I mean, there's a bunch of other guys in Discord who are 3D printer maniacs, which is like Gronjo. I forget what his name is.
It was something like that.
He made me a Cthulhu, which was freaking amazing. It was a Cthulhu idol, and came out badass. I was like, gave that a nice bronze paint job with some patina. It was looking sweet.
Maybe you shouldn't get a 3D printer. You're gonna have a shrine of 300 Cthulhus.
Oh Jesus. I've got a medallion from somebody online. I had my Cthulhu medallion.
That thing was nice. I remember you sending it. That's really nice.
Cool. The problem was it was flopping all over the place when I was out there running around trying to scare. If I was just sitting there, it would have been fine just to wear it. Right. But I had to finally take it off because it was just swinging all over the damn place. It was getting caught in the camo netting and shit. It was like, all right. Yeah.
The joys of haunting.
Yeah. Fun shit. I was like, I got it. I was all excited to wear it. I had the Innsmouth fish mask.
Yep.
And this big robe, this big black monk robe on, and it looked pretty bad. And I had the medallion on. So while I wasn't moving, it looked great. Right. It was. Oh, and then I had the idol. Then I had the idol. I was paying homage with the idol.
Well, fun. At least it was a little bit cheaper than my oopsie. I have an immortal Krampus mask that inside my Easy Up, with the way I make it and the netting that I put up, the horns on that mask will clothesline me. I get caught on everything with that mask. So I ended up getting just the what do they call them? Like a quarter mask.
Yeah.
It's just the front, and then it has the Velcro on the back.
Oh, yeah.
That is a great mask. It's super breathable and all that.
Well, and you can just lift it up like a hockey mask. Right. You can pull it up.
Well, and I still really love the Krampus mask. I don't have a problem wearing silicone. It's hot, but I don't really have an issue with it. The horns clotheslining me or grabbing absolutely every prop as I walk by. I look like such an idiot, crawling through my haunt, all short, trying to not get clotheslined by a mask because it's made so well. It's picked me up off my feet before.
Yeah, their masks are really high end. Yeah, I tried. I had a couple of silicone masks. I think they were CFX masks, as a matter of fact. And I used them for a couple of years, and I loved the look of it.
Right.
It looked amazing. But and I had the glove set to match, absolutely amazing looking, but I just wearing it, like the sweat would just pool up in my ears. And and it was just after a while, after it being in it for like an hour or so, it was just got a little a little wet and just
I will say,
I don't know. So yeah, it depends, I mean,
and it does help that I'm only in it for about 5 hours one night in New York on Halloween, so it's not like it's 70 degrees out. It's nice and chilly out.
Yeah.
It feels good with a little bit of, heat from the silicone mask. Yeah. If I was down in Florida, probably wouldn't be the same conversation.
Oh, yeah. I remember I was talking to somebody, and they're like, silicone masks, we're in Texas. Are you kidding me? I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even think of that. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, unless it's indoor and air conditioning, I'm probably good on that.
But I do. I have one of those pumpkin pulp. I think it's called the creeping willow or something. And it's just, it's got the strap across the back, and it's just, you can pull it up and pull it. It's awesome to take drinks with, easy to drink in. Oh, man. And then the other mask was the same thing. It was just the face, part of it. But the fish mask had, the Innsmouth fisherman guy. He had the blacked out eyes, which is pretty cool. I don't think that creeping willow doesn't have the blacked out eyes, but anyway, those I like those a lot. Those are easy, man. You're scare acting every year? Like, you are physically? Are you just having to direct people in and keep an eye on, make sure the thing's running after you, like on Halloween night, or are you playing and having fun and scaring the shit out of people?
So what's nice about having a family that helps me do it. My parents are the ones that will be outside. My mom will get everybody in. My dad's kind of the general outside. And he also was a fire chief in the Air Force for 36 years. So he's Mr. Safety, Mr. Tough Guy out there. My mom will put everybody in. I'm acting. So once it starts, I'm acting, and I am basically making sure everything is still working. So I have a little hidey hole that I'll be in and I'll scare throughout, but I also go throughout the haunt, make sure everything's still working, twice an hour, make sure all the actors are good. So I'm doing the inside managing of it, but everybody that I have there is so, well, and have been doing it for so long, I don't have to manage anybody. It's just making sure that everybody's good. If, I tell them to go take a break because they've been in there the entire time, yo, you can go out and you don't have to be here the entire time. Go get a drink. So it's a lot of the inside stuff. I got choked up from a picture that I saw a couple months ago from the outside of the haunt, I think 2 years ago now, because I don't see the outside of the haunt.
Yeah.
I don't get to see the line. I don't get to see what's happening, as people are walking in, the Halloween part of it, of people walking down my street. I don't get to see. And it literally choked me up seeing a picture of everybody outside of my house, because it was from the road, and there was a ton of people walking down the road and in up to the haunt. Yeah. And it was it showed me that what I was doing actually meant something to the community. So that was really cool.
Yeah. It's helpful to, if you know it,
right.
You know that you're doing that. Sometimes I don't think that.
Right.
More often than not, I don't. I'm being a nuisance of the community is what I'm doing. That's okay. Bob won't have me to kick around anymore. Or I won't have Bob to kick around anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Bob is going to be really happy when he comes back from Florida to see I'm heading out the door. For all the people who've been listening to this nonsense forever and know the history of my problems with Bob.
I was going to say, I'm sure I have a neighbor that doesn't like it, but I haven't had any issues yet.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Nobody's like come up and said anything like point blank to my face, but the guy across the street had some issues, but we talked about it, and I was like, all right, fine.
Right.
I said, okay, no more walkthrough, okay? But I'm doing everything else. Yeah, so we'll give out candy, but I'm still gonna scare kids. No more walkthrough, though. That was the deal.
It's probably a good thing nobody has come up and talked to me about it, because I don't know if I would be so nice. Like, nah, I'm good. This haunt has been here longer than you've been in the neighborhood. I'm good.
Yeah, so we'll see how things go at the new spot, you know?
I hope it is great.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm looking to really kind of be a part of the community when I get there, you know what I mean? Like it's going to be hard enough being from Massachusetts going to Kentucky, you know? I know I'm going to be like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these lunatics.
I promise I am not normally like that.
I mean, I can be a little bit of a masshole, but I am... I promise I'll dial it way down. Way down.
Until I figure out if you're okay with it. Then I'm going to go a little higher.
Because I could put on that wicked piss-up Boston accent for you. And, you know, Baker, you know what I'm saying? Kid. That's when I had a friend who would say that, kid. Everything was kid. All right, kid. Get that for me, kid. What am I, 5? I don't know. Whatever. All right, dude. So, in conclusion, where do we stand? You're going to do the home haunt this year.
Yes.
You're going to have some fun. You're going to enjoy the last year. Send it off. Figure out your plan for the following year. In the meantime, you do your homework. You go chat it up with some people who know what the hell they're doing.
Yep.
And you figure out your plan.
Yeah, so
get your plan together.
I have several business plans that are pretty solid and all that, but it's something, you know, I want to go to Transworld. I want to talk to people in the industry. I want to, you know, double check and make sure all of these things that I've been learning for the past 14 years are the correct things. You know I'm going to learn a bunch when I get into the pro industry, but, you know, I want to cross my T's and dot my I's before I really jump into it and make sure I'm as well off as I can be when I start, because this industry is rough to start on. Yeah,
I think you definitely want to be ready when you get in.
Right.
You know, you want to be prepped and ready to go.
Right. Well, and I don't think you'll ever be ready, but you want to make sure that you kind of know what you're doing, or at least have an idea.
Enough to get started. You know, like I say, you're not
enough to get to the next year.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good. You know, take it year by year.
Yep. If I can make it to next year, I did what I needed to do.
Get through another, and after you get through like 3-4+ years, you may be okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I can hope for.
And
I can get to the next year.
Yeah. Give them a good show. Get people there, which is always the trick. But hire somebody. Like, I'm not saying you have to hire like Dick Terhune, but he would be probably a good person. You could, you want to have somebody who has experience. Like, you want to know how to get people to you, which is a huge thing. And you probably don't want to skimp on that out of the gate, because you gotta. I mean, that's probably going to make or break you, I would imagine. Once again, though, don't listen to me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I can be convincing, but don't pay attention to what I say. Go talk to some professionals, and they'll tell you what to do. Because I'm just an amateur.
Well, that's just it. I want to hear as much as I possibly can from as many people as I can, so I can make an informed decision at the end.
There you go.
So it's trying to talk to everybody, trying to see what everybody thinks, so I can make that decision.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of cool to have you into the dungeon for. This is it, man. The dungeon's,
I feel honored.
The dungeon's being moved. I'm going to a haunted his house now. I don't think it's even going to be a dungeon.
I get parts of the mire, and I get the in-home treatment.
Yeah,
I feel honored.
In-home dungeon studio treatment. Yep. Yeah, it's a pretty big moment for you.
Yeah.
It is. Oh man. But it's been cool, and we could send the dungeon off, and we have new haunts to haunt. I guess you could say new places to haunt. And I'm glad you got some cool stuff, and my stuff is going to a good spot. I was didn't just want to randomly sell this piecemeal off across the friggin' interwebs. So
you'll get to see it again.
Yeah, I'm glad.
It doesn't just disappear forever.
As long as I can see it in pictures and video, I'll be happy. Be like, that's mine. Right. Damn right. He got all the props, right? But not all the props, but he got a lot of props. But he didn't get the award-winning prop. He didn't even want the award-winning prop. I should be offended. He didn't want my Cthulhu spawn.
I know where the award-winning prop needs to stay.
All right, dude. Well, you got to get back on the road.
Yeah,
You gotta head west. You gotta go head back to Albany area.
Gotta go drive to then wait a couple days and drive some more.
There you go, and
off to Transworld.
Put some miles on. All right, well, have a blast.
Yes, thank you.
We'll catch you in Discord as we always do. And happy trails to you. And by the way, Hauntcast, you had to get through an hour and a half to get to the Hauntcast update. I am in the moving transitional period right now of my life, going from Cape Cod to Kentucky. So I'm en route. I'll not really be putting anything out for several months, and I hope to be back at the end of the summer. We should be back doing content at the end of the summer, but I've got a ton of work to do with the move and to get the house ready, because there's a bunch of work that needs to be done on the house, and I got to get that place up to speed, and then I will get back at it. So anyway, Jon Acors, Dark Acres in his house, and we are out.
Yes.
Please like, subscribe, comment, give us a 5-star review, share with friends, and buy us a beer if you see us out in the wild. Follow us on Instagram at hauntcast.podcast for show updates, as well as more pictures and video content. Also, like and follow our Hauntcast Facebook page. Listen to the entire back catalog of our audio podcasts, available on all podcast platforms, with over 550 segments now available. Until next time, stay scary.
I got to warn you, you're doomed if you stay. Go.